Hello, and welcome to Mosaic with TJ Randolph. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this video. And if you like what I'm going to talk about, please share the content. I'm going to get into something today. You saw the thumbnail that Kevin Samuels said that plus size is normal. That caused me to think about some stuff. So if you're interested, I'm tongue tied. Stick around. Okay, for those of you who know me, I've shared with you my journey of meeting my husband at the age of 51, us getting engaged and married within 10 months of knowing each other. Well, you see the size I am now, and I am proud to say, as I'm on my weight loss journey, I'm a size 16, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more. When I met my husband, I was a good 30, maybe 40 pounds heavier than I am now. And I will say that when I had my daughter, well, I'll just say in the past 27 years, my weight has fluctuated. The highest weight that I got was, I think, 250 pounds, and I am 5'8". A lot of people would not know that I was as big as I was because I am tall, but I knew. Okay. I knew and I felt it. I knew I started to have trouble finding things to fit me. And what I mean by that, not just to fit me, but to fit my style because I'd been a fashionista. And little bit by little bit, my weight started to increase and made the challenges more. But I will say to you, though, I have always been what is considered plus size. Because even going back to college, I think the lowest that I weighed, my lowest weight was 140 pounds. So I fluctuated between 140 and 150 pounds, and that was a size 12. So I've never been a size 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10. If I was a 10, it was probably in middle school. So my point being is there are some standards that are there. They're there for a reason. One, I definitely say health is should be paramount. But also, let's be real with ourselves. When we are in our prime, fighting weight, whether we're fighting these streets of competition, trying to get the man, or for men trying to get the woman, we feel better and thus more confident. Okay, so I came across something, and I'm going to share that a little bit later. Thinking about plus size is normal. So I wanted to do a little research. So let me pull it up for you. Let me pull it up for you. Okay, the plus size is normal. The average American woman is size 16 according to a new study. This study was done by People magazine, and I will put the link in the description. It was written September 26, 2016. Researchers determined that average American women's clothing size is between 16 and 20W. American women on average between sizes of Mrs. size 16 to 18, or what is considered plus size 20W, according to a new study in the International Journal of Fashion Design, Technology, and Education. University of Washington researcher Deborah A. Christel and Susan C. Dunn of Washington State University compared publicly available information along with waist measurements of over 5,500 women above the age of 20 collected by the CDC to women's Mrs. clothing size standards set by American Society for Testing and Materials, reported to Forbes. Christelle and Dunn concluded that women's waist size has grown by 2.6 inches over the past 21 years. Forbes notes, however, that it is difficult to nail down women's sizing as there is no public source for the body measurement necessary to fit clothing. Further, the research doesn't necessarily account for body shape, waist to hip ratios, and the total lack of standard sizing. Industry standards for clothing sizes vary and are voluntary, Forbes said. I understand that all research has its limitations, Christelle tells Forbes. Time and page space in journals also provides limitations on research and reports. Let's go to the next portion here. She also said she wanted to use publicly available data that was collected in a reliable scientific manner. Also, every clothing company has its own sizing chart, and we recognize that they're making generalizations based on two very specific data sets. We use the measurements that made the most sense to us and that was agreed upon and was acceptable by peer reviewers in our discipline. The study results come as Refinery 29 launches the 67% project. The project is based on the data that 67% of women in the United States wear size 14 or higher. Orange is a New Black actress, Danielle Brooks, who is an ambassador for the project, said on an Instagram video, 67% of women are plus size, but only 2% of them are seen in media, magazines, and a plethora of other things we see on an everyday basis. It is time for all of us to be seen and heard. Okay, I agree that it is time for us all to be seen and heard, but we must be real with ourselves. Aesthetics is one thing for sure. Because again, no matter what size you are, you want to present your best self. And I will be honest, I struggled with that. I struggled with what was presenting my best self to the world in this body. So I had friends, and I just had Angela Michelle on a couple of weeks ago and expressed my challenges with this body. Because I will tell you, and I'm going to show you some pictures throughout my weight loss journey, what I could be 180 pounds now and look completely different than 180 pounds looked then. Because the body shape, my chemistry, menopause, everything. But we must be real with ourselves. Okay, so let's get to the first. I want to show you a clip here. Share my screen. Share my screen. I'm struggle streaming, y'all. Work with me, not against me. Work with me, not against me, I say. Okay, you see Ashley Graham. She is a plus size model. She wears a size 16. She has been strutting her stuff on the runways and in Vogue, as you see, Vogue, Elle, various fashion magazines. So she doesn't look fat. She looks like the average woman according to the study. And she's married. Okay. I think she has a child and just had a couple, I think she had twins. But in addition to her being plus size, you see she's styled and graced. Now you'll say, well, TJ, she's a model. That's her job. Absolutely. It's her job. But us regular women can look good too. We just have to find out what fits us. And everything, but hold on, wait a minute. Everything that fits us does not necessarily suit us. And that is true even in my younger years. My mother used to say, just because you can fit it don't mean you should wear it. You heard? So some of us may need to seek consultations for how to dress our bodies, even if we are on our weight loss journey or our health journey. We want to look good in the process, don't we? Don't we? Let me go to the next slide. Okay, let's talk about these ladies here. Who is it? Me. You see sizes 16 and 12 respectively. Okay, on the left, that is me, is a size 16 in 2003. Do I look fat? Size 16 in 2003. Do I look fat? I was in the military, working out 3 to 4 times a week, eating relatively healthy. I'm not going to say I, did everything I was supposed to do, because I didn't. But you see, again, I'm 5'8". On the right, I'm in college. During the time that Kevin Samuels knew that we were in college together. That's a size 12. What kind of differences do you see? Other than obviously I look more mature. So according to what statistics and the studies would show, I've always been plus size. But what's interesting, we talk about the proportion of the body. On the 12, I had no boobs. Even in the 16, I had very small boobs. So body shape, my body was changing, even though I was a smaller size. But it's interesting, I look healthy and put together in a larger size. All right? So it's not aesthetics. The outward is very important also. I mean, definitely. But the inside is important. Let me go to the next slide. Now, I do not know this young lady. I have not been on, I've recently subscribed to her channel. She is I don't know what her size is. She would be considered plus size. Do you see her giving style and grace? Do you see her giving? Okay. I don't know if she's on a weight loss journey, but what I do know, she be giving style, grace, class, elegance, trend setting, giving it. I don't know nothing about her, but I know this confidence here. And to me, I would wear that. I would wear it. Because it's nothing, risque. Her boobs are not out. I'd wear that. I think she may have said on one of her videos she's plus size. I mean, that she's size 16, but I don't know. I have the link to her channel in the description. She does very similar to what Angela Michelle does with respect to beauty, fashion, lifestyle. She is a curvier woman. So again, you have resources, and she does various fashion hauls, Walmart, Target, thrifting. I mean, she does it all. But how is she packaged? Plus size is normal. And she looks good. She looks good. She does not look obese. I'm just going to keep it 1,000 with you. She doesn't look obese. And that's what we got to talk about that. Let me go to the next slide. Okay. That's me again. I can't remember if I had met Mr. Randolph, but you on the one on the left, size 18. Okay. One on the right side, 16. That was Christmas 2020. You see, I'm starting to get a little bit more collarbone. Why? I wanted to get healthier. I wanted to be fit. I'm going to tell you something. My husband said, because he knew I was stressing, and he said, you look beautiful. I said, but I don't feel beautiful. I didn't. I'm working on it. I'm relatively confident, but I'm not, when you are at your fighting weight, you feel confident. You feel, let's keep it 1,000. You feel sexy. Even Kevin Samuels said that you will hear in his own words that plus size is normal. You'll hear him. I'm going to play it for you. This young lady, Rihanna Janice, she also has a channel. I think she would be considered plus size. But what she also does, she does a meal prep and exercise. It's a lifestyle change. I have her channel in the description as well. And here's the thing. When we talk about this, men are visual. Like it or not, push it or pull it. Men are visual. And I have to be honest with myself. And even Mr. Randolph said, I was a size 16, 18 when he met me, fluctuating between the two. I shudder to think that he may not have been so inclined to, he may not have been as interested if I was 20, 22, 24. Do we like to hear that? No. Is it the reality? Yes. So it becomes, what was I prepared to do? What am I prepared to do? I'm going to get to that in a minute. But in the meantime, let me do this right here. Yeah, I'm going to get to this in a minute. Okay, so Kevin Samuels has said plus size is normal. Well, if you don't believe me, you can hear it in his own words. So I'm going to play this. Fair use, and we're going to talk about it.
Welcome to another edition of Life and Style by Kevin Samuels, Facebook Live edition. All right, holiday season is approaching. We're still out on the Reinvent Yourself series. Today, I want to begin a discussion that is going to go on forever. It is the discussion about fashion, style, and size in America. Now, I have many people who have asked me, can you make a video for people like me? People like me, I have always been thinner. That's just my DNA, the way I'm made. But
I can attest to that. Again, known the young man since high school, even though he's 2 years younger than me, and in college. So he's always been thin.
I will be one of the first people to dispel this myth about plus size anything. When we look throughout the pages of Cosmo, Esquire, Vogue, GQ, all these different magazines, we see women portrayed in some of the most unlikely body shapes that are just unattainable. I want to put everyone at ease about one thing.
Whoa. He said unattainable? Let me go back, make sure I heard what I heard.
And size in America. Now, I have many people who have asked me, can you make a video for people like me? People like me, I have always been thinner. That's just my DNA, the way I'm made. But I want to go be one of the first people to dispel this myth about plus size anything. When we look throughout the pages of Cosmo, Esquire, Vogue, GQ, all these different magazines, we see women portrayed in some of the most unlikely body shapes that are just unattainable.
You heard it.
I want to put everyone at ease about one thing. I want you to think, men, even women, I want you to ask yourself, what is the average body size of a woman in America? The average. Think about it. You got that number? If you said between 16 and 18, you are correct. The average woman in America today is between a 16 and an 18. 80 million women. That is normal. That is normal. That's not fat. That's not unhealthy. That's just what it is. But yet, clothing manufacturers are still making clothes based on decades-old models of what people used to look like because they don't want to tarnish their brands or come down. So we have threefold. One, if you don't fit things that are off the rack, you're made to feel like you're fat and that nothing is made for you. And that's a very valid concern. Two, clothing manufacturers just aren't making clothes for you. They just don't want to. They rather have slinky, skinny models walking up and down the aisle. And then retailers aren't demanding that they make clothes that fit their marketplace. So what are you left with? You're left with situations like the woman going to the Ghostbusters premiere who couldn't even get something to fit. She had a shout out on social media. Hey, somebody style me. That's ridiculous. So I want to tell you, ladies, if you're between the size 16 and 18, I'll work with you. Come to my channel, we'll talk about it. Because there are plenty of options out here for normal women, 14 to 18. That's normal. To look great every day. Now, is it a challenge? It's certainly a challenge with today's fashion climate. But can it be done? Certainly. We're going to take a step-by-step approach for women and men to get this thing righted in the right direction. A lot of people don't even bother with fashion and style. They don't even bother coming to my channel or hearing some of the things I have to say because when you hear fashion and style, you automatically think, because we've been conditioned to think, oh, that doesn't fit me. I'm fat. I'm too big. I'm a big boy. I'm a big girl. Bullshit. You're normal.
What?
You're normal. If no one's ever told you you're normal, you're normal. Guys, the average weight of a man in America, the average height is around 5'10", 5'11". The average weight of a man that size, around 230. So, not everybody's 6'4", 6 foot plus, 200 pounds. That is not the norm. That is what you see in these magazines. That's what you see on the runways.
Okay, listen. You heard him say, if you size 14 to 18, he'll work with you. Wait, there's more. I'll get to it.
And that's what keeps so many people away from this. And we just get to the point where we're dressing, where we're comfortable, and we're dressing down. Everyone wants to look fabulous every day. It's just hard to do it when you go into the mall or to the store and there's nothing for you. When every time you walk into a marketplace and they're basically telling you, you don't fit. When you look at those marquees and those posters and those mannequins in the wall in the window and it says, this ain't you. It's hard to go in there and try to hold your head up and get something. But look at the people working there. Guess what? Most of them look just like you.
Good point.
Most of them are is average people. So let's start here today. We're going to reinvent what normal is. We're going to reinvent what looking good is. You can dress the body you have and be incredible. Trust me. But first it starts with you accepting that, hey, I am normal. I'm okay. I'm not a 2, I'm not a 4, I'm not a 0. I'm a 16 and I love it. You love it, if you dig it, I can show you how to dress it. Guys, if you got a 38 waist, if you got a 42 waist, if you wear a 54 regular, love it. We'll show you how to dress it. And away with this bull crap of you have to be slinky skinny or you have to be model-esque to look great. No, you don't. You can look great anytime. Until next time, talk to you later.
All right. You heard it from the Godfather himself. All right. So I gotta be honest. Now this video was that I came across was in 2016. So I gotta be honest. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Cause y'all hear how he roasts women that call on to the show. Like this woman. This woman right here that called into his show last night. And you know, the chat went crazy. So it started me to wonder what changed? What changed from him telling women that, understanding the body type, body shape of women, and most of us are between 16 and 18. Again, y'all saw that I was a 12 in college and didn't look too much different than I did as a 16. Uh, almost 20, no, not 20 years. Almost 10 years later. Okay. Well, he's not talking about that. But what he's doing, boom, da-doop, da-doop, da-doop. I hate that. But anyway, so I was like, what happened? So a wise and learned young woman, shout out to Courtney Michelle, said to me, because I was talking, I'm like, what changed? And she dropped something on me that I hadn't considered. He became red pilled. Well, what do you mean by red pilled? Because I'm like, well, what is it? Because again, I did not know anything about me. Obviously, in the Matrix, this whole thing of, the red pill, the blue pill. I get it. But I didn't know that it had transcended the Matrix and now was a whole discussion or a whole ethos of red pill versus blue pill. But I wanted to let me bring this up here. The definition, because I had to Wikipedia it, and it says the term red pill and blue pill refer to a choice between the willingness to learn a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth by taking the red pill or remaining in contented ignorance with the blue pill. That's a grow you real moment. Because I say that to say, when this learned young woman mentioned that to me, maybe he was on this, Derek Jackson pandering campaign for women. I don't know. I haven't talked to him. But the reality is, plus size may be normal, but it shouldn't be something that we strive for or be content with. It doesn't mean that we can't appreciate the bodies we have as we are on our journey to become healthier, look more fabulous in our clothing, more fit. Because I got to tell you, I was kind of heated. I'm like, how dare you? How dare you? But here's the thing: the woman was talking about, she the woman that I showed you that was on the show last night is 44, had never been married, no children. Kevin asked her why, she didn't think that she had been married, and she said because her standards too high. She has these high expectations, and she started listing the things that she wanted. And I'm thinking to myself, oh Lord, this is not going to end well. But never. And then I think Kevin alludes to the fact, well, have you considered the fact that the man might have some expectations too? And she said yes. Um, so with that takes the going to the red pill, the willingness to learn a potentially unsettling or life-changing truth. And if we are truthful with ourselves, we know we ain't happy when we're obese. We know we're not. We know we're not. I wasn't. And then I think he asked her something about lowering her standards, and she was not willing to do that. Well, I kind of identified with the woman because I remember in my 30s, I felt I had a long list too, and no man met my expectations. But again, never considered that they had some too. But I was fine back then. but uh, but their expectations in cooperation. So although I had the look, I didn't have the mindset. So, there's evolutions, okay? But going back to plus size is normal. It is true. It is normal. But we should not be satisfied with that as the norm. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm in Wonderland right now. I'm going to show you Wonderland. I just did a show. I'm in Wonderland right now. And what do you say? What does that mean, TJ? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm in Wonder. I'm in Wonderland. Okay? What does that mean? I am below 200 pounds. Okay? So my weight begins with a 1, not a 2. Now I'm at a 195, between 190 and 195, but I got work to do. I got work to do. Because even though I look and feel better, I'm not to my fighting weight yet. And I'm not competing. I'm not competing for a bow or Boaz. But I have to get my ass in the gym. I got to push my ass from the table. you know? So, yes, it is normal. You heard him say it. Now, listen, for all women hearing me, if you are plus sized, and here's the thing, 195 on me at 5'8" does not look the same on somebody that's 5'3". So you at 5'3", you might need to be a 6 or 8. Me, I would look anorexic. Straight up. I would. So again, you have to take it in stride. But, you have to be real with yourself. I did. Like I said, I'm not competing. But I still want to look good for my man and for me. Because I'm going to be honest with you. All right, ladies, let's just keep it 1,000. If you are really excited about your body, you ain't got no problem walking around the house naked. Whether somebody's there or not. You understand me? Because you like looking at your damn self. And I tell you, I don't mind walking around this house in front of Mr. Randolph so he can look at me like a snack. You understand? And here's another thing, there may be a time that you're not able to be as physically fit. You know, things happen. But if it ain't right now, I know that's not correct. If it's not right now, you need to move your ass. You need to plan your meals. Go to the websites that I'm going to drop. You need to learn how to dress the body you're in until you get the body you want. Hello. Hello. So I got over my righteous indignation because I was heated. Now, let me tell you something. I still don't agree with some of his approaches. And it, ladies, do not call into his show if you're overweight expecting some sympathy. You're not going to get it. And I got to tell you, looking at that young lady, and I say young because she's younger than me, I really see how we we are not honest with ourselves. We're not. We're not. So that's all I got. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Y'all have a great day.